Hey comic fans, Mr. Q Comics here. Got another comic haul here. This is again another local collectible show, mostly sports card show, but a few comic book vendors. This one's always happens right down the street from my house, so it's super convenient. I hit it up. Usually it's on like Saturday and Sundays, or Sunday and Monday, I think. So I always just get there first thing Sunday morning. Have the three vendors I typically buy from there. They were all there this time, so I'll jump right into it here with the first vendor I usually hit up. I'm gonna jump into the books I pulled from his dollar bin first. Normally I scour his regular back issues and try and get pull the best deals on the keys he has that time around, and then dive into the dollar bin. But he's been having a lot of good stuff in his dollar bins lately. So yeah, let's take a look here. So we've got G.I. Joe #2 from Image. This is just an earlier J. Scott Campbell cover. I love J. Scott Campbell's art. I just don't like to pay a ton for variant covers and stuff like that. This is just the regular cover, so anytime I find J. Scott Campbell in dollar bins, I'm grabbing it for sure. Anything if it's relatively inexpensive, I will definitely pick up. And this is, of course, a cool G.I. Joe cover. Destro, the Baroness there, being, again, child of the 80s. I love G.I. Joe stuff. So that was pretty cool. Another dollar book. Invincible Iron Man #101, just some Bronze Age Iron Man. A cool cover, Frankenstein on the cover there. I think this is the first appearance of Dread Knight. I don't even know who that is, honestly. I just thought it was a cool cover. I've been grabbing this series every time I find it. I love the Electric Company as a kid with the cool little Spidey skits there from the 70s. Always watched it as a little kid with Sesame Street and the Electric Company. So I usually find these in low grade in the dollar bin, and I grab them when I find them, and they're pretty hysterical stories if you read through some of them, actually. So this is Spidey Super Stories #27. Not in the best of shape. It's just a title I like to grab for $1. So. And I always grab cheap Silver Age when he has it. This is a beat up Superman's pal, Jimmy Olsen, #92. Again, it's beat up, but Silver Age stuff for $1. I don't really care the condition. If it's a superhero title, if it's something that looks cool, I'm going to grab it for $1. I mean, you can't go wrong. So these I find readily in dollar bins. Minor key, nothing too huge. X-Force #8. There's a newsstand and a direct edition. So I think this counts as the first cameo of Domino and the origin of Cable. I get a little confused with this X-Force run because I know like her appearance in New Mutants '98, and one of the other X-Force books is not her. It's Copycat. So I can't remember if this is the cameo of the real Domino. I think it is, because I think 11 is her first full. I don't know. I could be getting that wrong. But again, $1. I grab these ones every time. Classic Rob Liefeld. How many pouches? I see 24 at least on this one. At least. Look at Domino. Holy cow. Look at the pouches here. Wow. Look at the pouches. Crazy. I can't remember who this guy is. Hysterical. They all have so many pouches. I love it. Thank you, Rob Liefeld. That is awesome. All right, and last, well, not the last one actually, but we got some Uncanny X-Men. I just love the Jim Lee stuff. For $1, I will grab it. This is $2.76. I love Jim Lee's art from the late '80s, early '90s. Here, the X-Men stuff. That's my favorite. The Uncanny stuff, and then into the X-Men series, particularly the Uncanny stuff when it was still on the kind of cheaper paper. I don't know. I love it. That's just my favorite Jim Lee stuff. So anytime, if I find them for $1, I am picking those up. All right, also got, this book was hot for a little bit. Hulk 418. This one's got a big fat spine tick there, but again, it was $1. So what is this? The first appearance of Talos the Untamed, which I think was one of the Skrulls in the Captain Marvel movie. I can't remember if there's like a variant of this or like a newsstand copy or something that goes for a lot more, but I recognize it, so I grabbed it for $1. We got a bunch of more modern Green Lantern stuff with Kyle Rayner. We got 54, which is a newsstand copy. Now, I think this is a controversial issue because Kyle Rayner's girlfriend gets like brutally murdered and dismembered, and like the body parts put in a fridge or something. I've never read this. Again, not a DC guy. Don't know a huge amount about Green Lantern, but I think that I pulled that from the Key Collector app. So again, I just started I knew this was kind of early Kyle Rayner stuff, so I was grabbing these for $1. issue 52. I got a direct and a newsstand, and these are all pretty decent shape. I didn't go through all of them with a fine-tooth comb, but they all look to be very fine, you know, if not into the near mint range. So copy of 51, direct edition. I think this is the first, I think this is his first new costume, I think. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I think I saw it on listed on eBay. Yeah, first appearance of Carl Rayner's new costume. I think that's what CGC has it as on their slabs. I don't know that Key Collector had this listed as a key. And I got multiple copies of this. Again, they were $1, number 50, which is first Carl Rayner as Green Lantern and first Hal Jordan as Parallax. So again, for $1. I think there's only one printing. I could be wrong, but a couple copies of that. And I did know this one. I was glad this was in there. 48 for $1 in really great shape. First appearance of Kyle Rayner. And then from Volume 2, and I had seen this watching Thanatos on YouTube. Obviously, huge Green Lantern fan, so I watched some of his stuff, and he was showing off some of these books. Copy of Green Lantern 201, first appearance of Kilowog, if I'm saying that right, and that's in really great shape. I was surprised. Again, in the dollar bin. Super psyched. Can't beat that. They're minor keys, but there's still a lot of these are $15 to $20 books on eBay all day long. So, and that's a cool one. I dig the kind of, you know, the Copper Age, 1986, anything from the 80s. So super psyched about that. Couple of more expensive books. Captain Marvel number 62, probably mid-grade book. It's got a couple stains on there. I think this is the last issue. I'm not sure what's up with the Starburst, the kind of price logo. I don't know if that just goes with the newsstand copies or not. I can't remember. So this is probably when newsstands first started, but I think that was $4 or $5, something like that. And I also got a copy of the Eternals number 7, which I think I have. This is probably mid-grade. It was only a few bucks, so I grabbed them. I've been grabbing anything Eternals related. This is one of those ones that has like 5 first appearances or something. I don't know a ton about the Eternals. I picked up a bunch of them out of dollar bins and for a few bucks, you know, before the announcement with Angelina Jolie as Circe. So now I know that book, which I think is issue 3, is through the roof crazy. But I've been buying these, you know, the past year or so. So just if I can find any of these for a few bucks, I'm going to pick them up. All right, now to his more expensive stuff. Other than that, I got a copy. This is a great book. Fantastic Four, King Size Special number 5. So this is the first appearance of Psycho Man, and it's the first Silver Surfer solo story in the back. And I think this has been reprinted as giant size. One of the giant size Fantastic Four is like the identical cover. So this is the original, I believe. I hope I have that right. I got it for like $11 from him, probably mid-grade, which I thought was super cool. Really cool art. I've been grabbing anything, you know, Silver Surfer related if I can get it cheap. And I actually have 2 copies of this. I didn't get this second one from him. I forgot to include it in one of my previous videos, one of my hauls from my regular shops, which I paid more than double what I paid from this guy. So $11 for, you know, it's probably a very good find, which I'm psyched about. So yeah, 2 copies of that. Can't complain. Pretty cool. And my favorite book from this vendor, I've been eyeing it and eyeing it. He's had this one sitting there, and I finally pulled the trigger. It wasn't dirt cheap, you know. It was probably fair market value. Fantastic Four 55, gorgeous purple background, classic thing, Silver Surfer cover. Looks really sharp. Corners are nice. Colors are beautiful. Got a little bit of a pencil date mark there. The spine has definitely got some creasing there. The color break and the vertical line along the spine. So I think it's in the fine range. I'm super happy about it. It was less than $50. So again, more than I probably wanted to pay. It's been sitting there forever. I figured I better get it now because it's just going to, any of these Fantastic Four books with the Silver Surfer, even though it's, you know, I don't even know which appearance it is. It's down the list, 5th or 6th. I can't remember, 3rd or 4th cover, something like that. They're all going to be going up. I mean, I think everyone's pretty sure they're going to be in the MCU, and I think all of these books are going to skyrocket. I mean, look what's happened to 48. It's through the roof. That book is like way out of my price range. and it's just crazy what's happening with the anything related to Galactus and Silver Surfer. So, and that is just a gorgeous cover. So psyched to have that. So that was the last bit I got from that vendor. Then I moved over to the guy who's more of a sporting goods guy, but he always treats me really fair with books. He always has a 50% off sale or something going on. He always, you know, keeps track of what's his newer books and hands them over so I know what to dig through first. So I got 3 books for $10 from him. ROM number 1, mid-grade, really bad miswrap, but again, $10 for these books. So I think this worked out to like $5, first appearance of ROM. I'm not a huge ROM fan, but I'm not going to pass up a, you know, first appearance Bronze Age for less than $10. This I was happy he had. I'm not a Supergirl fan. It's Supergirl number 1, but what I am a fan of, right there, 16-page comic preview of Masters of the Universe, which I just showed off in one of my previous videos, and there was another book with a preview as well, so I definitely grabbed this. So I think it worked out to $5 from ROM, $4 for Supergirl, and this was $1, which I just showed, but Green Lantern number 50, the key part here being DC Universe logo. So psyched to find that. Yeah, $1 that worked out too. So great deal there. Super happy about that. All right, last vendor. This guy only goes to some of the collectible shows, and this guy is a high-end dealer. All his books are in super, super good shape. And he only carries a handful of books. Most of them slabs, Silver Age stuff, pretty much all Marvel. It's all stuff he says he got as a kid. Just had the foresight to keep in pristine condition. Good vendor, high quality books. You're definitely paying, you know, maybe a little lower than fair market value if you bundle them. If you're buying a single book, you're going to be paying right on the nose. So sometimes I get from him, sometimes I don't. It really depends if I'm in the mood to spend, you know, I'll spend with him on 1 or 2 books the same amount I spent with the other guy here. So first thing I got, I just kind of bundled these together. X-Men 32, which I had, but this is a really sharp copy. Probably very fine range. That's what he had it marked. I think he had it marked it as VF+. And I think this is the 3rd appearance of Juggernaut, so really sharp upgrade for me. And he had these side by side, so I grabbed 33 as well. Gorgeous, gorgeous green cover there. Love that. So, yeah, a little bit more than I wanted to spend, but super cool books. And then he always throws something. He always has like a pile that's a few bucks. So he had this as well, Thor 223, which is a cool Bronze Age, a bondage cover. Key Collector has it marked as. I guess some people who dig collecting the bondage covers. I just grabbed it because it was probably the better book of what he had in his little $5 stack. So it worked out to like $3 or whatever. But I didn't realize it at the time. It's got a preview for Marvel Premiere number 15, which is cool. I kind of like collecting those Bronze Age ones with the ads or previews for Hulk 181 or any of these other key titles. So yeah, so that was it. It was another successful haul at the collectible show. Really happy with those books. So as usual, guys, if you enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, hit notifications, and as always, happy hunting.